That he what?
Has a beautiful
Chance
soul.
said that Kanye has a beautiful soul, and
Oh.
I'm just like, it's not enough to make me vote
he
for
got
him.
called. I heard him like talk about it somewhere else, and he was basically just saying like Biden isn't good either or whatever type
Mhm.
thing, and
Yeah,
neither
absolutely,
is Trump.
yeah.
So he's like, why can't I vote for Kanye?
How do you guys feel about the argument that Kanye running for president is problematic because you take votes away from Biden and thereby leaving Donald
the
Trump
Kanye?
in power?
Feel like the vast majority of Kanye fans are like young people in
Who can't vote?
who either can't vote or
Probably.
aren't in states where their votes will actually matter.
Okay.
I mean, that's not a good argument because you should always
But,
vote and exercise your right.
In the presidential election,
Yes.
I mean, you should in theory, but I think local elections are vastly more important than.
I mean, yeah, but you
Presidential
should
election.
still
If you live in New York, you've
exercise your right to try
Is
to.
your vote really? I guess it matters per se, but it doesn't really
does.
matter.
It does.
It does.
It does.
Does it?
Yes.
Bro,
I think
come
so.
on.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think he should
Because
push the
it's
narrative
like
to vote.
it's like saying
Okay.
like, oh, somebody calling for like a change in this like some higher up government position, like maybe calling an office. That's not gonna do too much because it's just one call. There's already plenty there.
No,
So what would
I
be
feel
the
like
difference?
that's different though,
In what way?
because like you're talking to someone who your vote does matter in most of those situations,
Okay.
as opposed to like a presidential candidate. Like we live in New York, so we didn't even get to pick the Democratic candidate if you're a Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's basically been decided already before it even got here. So we
Yeah.
didn't have a say in that really. And then the Democrat is going to win New York by like 30 points most likely anyway, or 20 points. So I guess it does matter if no one voted. Guess it wouldn't matter. But I don't like if 1 million people voted for Kanye. I don't think it would matter in New York.
Okay, I see what you mean.
But yes, you should vote. But I don't know
Maybe,
how
but
much it
Kanye
matters.
fans aren't only in New York.
You're in
That
Wyoming.
is true.
Illinois,
Wyoming.
In the swing state. Okay,
Florida,
if you're in a
swing
swing
state.
state, then
It's,
do
and it's
some
unfair
research.
for us to be like, oh,
if you're not, it don't matter.
if not, your vote
the
doesn't
thing
matter.
we often
It doesn't matter though.
the
yes.
thing the thing we
In the
often forget
presidential
about
election?
him
All right,
is
go
that
on.
he also has a strong connection to religion and the faith and
Mhm.
the church, and there's a lot of people who would connect to him with that.
Okay.
So they would be more inclined to vote for him just because of a lot of his ideas, I guess. I don't know exactly what his stances are, but he speaks heavily from the church in that stance because he's been connected
Yeah.
with it, you know? So like that's something considered also, that he's grabbing votes from
from
people who in that
the only
space
the
too.
only
I
time
don't
the
know
only
about that.
thing
I
I
don't know.
tend to fight back on is that because like we normally hear that agenda in terms of one particular candidate, and I just don't like telling people who they should vote for. Yes, I agree you should vote for blue in this election. I do agree on that. I just don't think you should force people to vote for whoever.
Oh wait, no. I don't
You
think,
shouldn't. You
yeah,
shouldn't
no.
say like, "Oh,
Vote
a
for
Kanye
Joe.
vote is a Trump vote."
Yeah, I don't think you should do that. I don't think you should say if you don't vote for Biden, you're evil. I don't agree with that person.
Or if you
What?
you're not what, quote unquote you're not black if you don't vote Joe.
Yeah, I don't know. I see less of that type of stuff. I don't know. I don't like politics
Joe.
in general. I think the system, like, it's hard for me to discuss politics. I think the system is just really dumb.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know. People
Well,
tend to get riled
Let me
up.
ask you guys a follow-up question.
Ask me it. I'm so excited.
Do you guys think there should be some sort of requirement to become a president, rather than the age gate? Like, do you guys think they should be former members of public servant or some form of it, like maybe a mayor or something, like some minimum threshold,
Some political background.
some political activity where you're actually serving the people?
That's a great point. I'll let you
I don't know, because they've been we've had that for years before, and it's not
Well,
like
actually,
they've been vastly better anyway.
Who was there wasn't president who wasn't in politics.
In politics at all?
He was a peanut farmer or something.
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter, yeah.
He was in politics before.
Yeah, was he?
He wasn't
Probably.
straight off the peanut farm.
He was just
No, he
hoeing,
didn't just-
hoeing peanuts.
I'm gonna run for president. he did.
But
I
no,
don't
but
know
I'm
what
saying
exactly.
so he wasn't deep rooted in politics though.
I think he had some political.
Has
I
some
think he
ties?
had some experience.
so.
I think he did.
Okay, my fault.
I could
know.
be wrong. But.
Nah, he was just a peanut.
I learned
farmer.
nothing in high school.
Not. I don't know.
'Cause to
The
me, I
minimum-
don't know how
think
you-
the minimum requirement would fix that.
No, I just think you need to have some sort of experience behind you, like
Okay.
Yeah, but
to be qualified for a job of that magnitude.
Yeah,
True.
like people, like jobs, like any job.
Any job,
Yeah,
correct.
you kind of just. Need
But-
You need some
experience.
sort of
If-
minimum. And why is there
uh,
no minimum for the president
mean,
of the United
if-
States?
What about the
if
police?
we're the one who you wanted to
You
change
need
this,
to high school.
the one who
police?
like caused this stir up did run like $1 billion business. So that is like
I don't give a flying
in
fadoodle.
multiple countries and like had to talk to like
I don't give
multiple
a
different
flying
world
fadoodle
leaders
if
and
you
had
ran a
connections
business.
from whatever.
You never
So,
serve
I
the
don't know.
public.
Is
you
that a
serve
minimum?
yourself.
I'm asking you, is that a minimum qualification? I
Nah,
don't know.
I don't think
So
it's
you have
enough.
to serve the public, in your opinion.
I think it makes sense.
But-
to have that.
is the you think like I don't see why that is like a good metric because I feel like the whole system is just pretty bad anyway.
Because right now, really, what's the requirement? It's age.
You have to be 35 and born in the U.S.
Okay,
pretty
so
much.
that's it.
Dope.
So
I think you have to be a citizen
basically,
for
I'll
40
do it.
years.
if you have some kind of following in some way, shape, or form, then they can run for president.
Then you can be a president.
because they have
Can
a
you,
backing
though?
from people.
Yes. All you need is backing. If those two things are the requirement, all you need
But
is
like,
we
what
had,
if it-
like
what
we
if it's
had
Bill
40
Gates?
we had 43 of them. Maybe I'm misquoting one who wasn't like,
44.
Okay.
45,
I don't know.
47?
Actually, I don't know.
How many?
Fuck
We
that.
had 40.
Fuck that.
We had like
What'd I say?
let's say we had 40 before the one who's like the outlier in the system. Like I don't. It's,
Yeah,
it's
but no,
very
well,
rare that someone
see,
who's just
I'm
famous.
not
That's the
saying
thing,
it'll
'cause
fix
it's like-
everything, but it's just a little something.
I
something.
think right now it's easier to just have a backing as
Mhm.
opposed to somebody
Okay, that is
50
true.
years ago.
Social media,
Social
following,
media,
yeah, that is true.
internet
Yeah, I
age.
don't
Like,
want a
it's so easy
social
to have
media
a
influencer as
strong
a
backing
president.
from people all around the world. So like, if that's the only thing, Claude is right. Yeah, there should
So,
be some
okay, so
kind
then
of.
how long is it going to be?
What do you mean?
Like how much? Is it 2 years? Is it a year requirement? Is any position?
Just well, no.
That's
I mean,
what
if you're
I'm
in
saying right now.
like whatever the year, like maybe one term of
Yeah.
whatever,
Some public service?
some public service or
It's not a bad
Govern-
shout.
government position.
I just wish everybody vote counted, but you know it's whatever. It's fine.
No, bro, we need a businessman to run this country and get.
No, that's-
capitalism.
Nah, that's strong though. But do you want to bring it up? What were you guys?
Nah, it was just the quote. What's the quote? It's like if you're under 30 and you're not a and you're not liberal, then you have no heart. And if you're over 30 and you're not conservative, you have no brain. That's the
Okay.
quote. So like we're all supposed to
I've
be
heard
liberal
that.
because we're young and blue-eyed and want to help everybody.
But everybody who's older, they're like, oh, wait till you get
Uh,
older, you
yeah.
change. Yeah.
So
Become
we were
very
just talking about capitalism, and there was one of the I forgot the guy's name now. It was a Joe Rogan podcast, but
okay.
yeah. So it was that's just a joke now. It's like everything we're just like capitalism, it rules all.